everybody, welcome to the Dex, where we cover trivia and strategy for a different Pokemon each week. I'm Master Representative Alex.
And I'm PokeKellz, and you know what? I don't know if the internet deserves the episode we're gonna do this week.
Oh yeah, why not?
Because no matter what we say or do, no one's gonna believe how well designed this thing is.
Oh, I see.
It just breaks my heart when people don't give every Pokemon a chance.
Okay, well, you know what? How about this? It ends now. The era of poo-pooing stuff you don't understand stops here, today, with us, on this episode of the Dex.
Really? You think so?
I know so.
It's Vanilluxe!
Wait, the ice cream cone?
Ugh, but it's not just an ice cream cone. It's the Snowstorm Pokemon from Gen 5. It drinks water to make snow in its super cold body, and when it gets mad, it shoots it out through a little straw on its head.
Well, you know, actually, that's almost exactly how mechanical snowmaking machines work. The water inside is atomized by compressed air as it shoots out of a tube, and the super cooled air freezes the water into snow right then and there.
Precisely! Vanilluxe's resemblance to an ice cream cone is functional. The shape turns it into a perfect snow machine, which is exactly what gives it its ice powers.
Yeah, not to mention he looks like a delicious double-sized 99 flake ice cream cone, a popular frozen treat in the UK.
Oh, but Alex, that's just the tip of the ice cream.
It is?
Yes, because not only does Vanilluxe's design have functional relevancy, it also perfectly encapsulates the cultural ideas behind its home region.
Did you say tip of the ice cream?
Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to spread this one around because I guarantee you heard it here first. So Vanilluxe owes its creation to James Turner, who actually designed a total of 7 Pokemon for Black and White. You might remember when we said he designed the Golurk line a little while back, and in addition to that and the Vanilluxe line, he also did Volibile and Mandibuzz.
Turner, who also directed Game Freak's Harmonite, has the distinction of being the first person of Western descent to design a Pokemon, and he's from Britain.
His unique cultural perspective was relied upon to give Unova, a region based in the United States, a more Western look, as we can see by his designs, which looped buzzards and a classic European myth into the mix.
Oh, cool! I mean, Britain's not exactly the United States, but it's way closer than Japan, and if you don't believe us about Unova, check it. United States of America. Unova. Mind blown? Mind blown.
Yeah, and Vanilluxe is doubly sweet, because not only does the little wafer in its head make it a 99 flake, which we can now assume to be a touch of hometown pride from James Turner, but it signifies a much deeper relationship Western culture has with its favorite foods.
First, let's talk about the Castelia cone, the signature ice cream cone treat of Castelia, the biggest city in Unova. If Unova's an analog of the US, which it is, the Castelia cone is Pokemon's version of the Philly cheesesteak from Philadelphia, LA's street dogs, or Chicago deep dish pizza.
Yeah, regardless of whether you think it's cool or just a reflection of our stereotypically fat and unhealthy population, it's practically an American tradition to give a city a signature food. And not only do Castelia cones fit the city, they also look a lot like the Vana line, right down to the bright blue diamond sprinkles on Vanilluxe's back.
Yeah, and naming a food or drink after a city's iconic feature is also just part of the tradition. Just look at San Francisco's cable car cocktail or Boston baked beans, a candy named in tribute to a food, which is even more meta.
The point is, yes, Vanilluxe is an ice cream cone, but if that's all you see and you're totally missing the tribute to a tradition of loving your home so much that you name the sustenance that gives you joy and cures all your ails after the magic ice creatures that reside there, then it isn't Game Freak that's out of ideas, it's you. You should always look beyond first impressions to find the true intent. And remember, you heard it here first.
Wow.
See?
Wow.
See?
Wow.
Okay, cool it, Stretch. We still gotta teach these goobs how to fight.
Pokemon. Unfortunately, Vanilluxe is a Pokemon that struggles to find a meaningful place in the metagame with its typing and stats. That said, its special attack is pretty decent, and with a little luck, this guy can be at least somewhat viable as a sweeper. Start with a modest one, and super train it in special attack, speed, and a little bit in HP.
Like we said, Vanilluxe is weak, and while weak armor is tempting, Ice Body Vanilluxe on a Hail team is a much safer choice, since it'll enable it to heal and hail. Plus, it'll help balance out the life orb you're gonna give it to boost the power of those moves.
Speaking of moves, start with the Totemize, which raises Vanilluxe's speed 2 stages and cuts its weight in half. This is the key to sweeping, but be smart because opponents are going to expect you to do this literally right away.
Once you are set up though, we like to recommend Freeze Dry over Ice Beam or Blizzard for stab, because even though it's a little weaker, it gives you that nice extra water type coverage, which is super helpful in a pinch.
Fill out the rest of the set with Flash Cannon and Hidden Power Ground for coverage, and while you won't exactly be a powerhouse, at least your opponent will think twice.
Of course, that's not the only way to train a Vanilluxe, so as always, here are a few random thoughts.
Vanilluxe can also go bulky with Substitute and Protect and Leftovers, but it's weak to some of the hardest hitting moves in the game, so it's just a little risky. Play with caution.
Another option is the Choice Scarf, which eliminates some of the need to boost Vanilluxe's speed at the cost of choosing a move each turn. For this set though, Blizzard is the right choice to get some major damage in right away when the opponent will be expecting you to autotomize. Gotcha.
And finally, Icy Wind is another alternative for giving you a speed advantage without spending a turn not dealing damage. Seriously, this thing's like a Swiss Army knife of getting a speed advantage. It's crazy.
And that's it, Vanilluxe! If we legit changed your mind about this guy, let us know using hashtag #MoreThanACone in the comments and on Twitter, and show this vid to even more haters.
And if you like what you saw, why not hit subscribe? Or if you've been subscribed for a while, why not lend some support by heading over to patreon.com/ThatOneVideoGamer for some great donation incentives.
Yeah, who knows, you too could have your name scroll over our credits, or just come hang out in our weekly Patreon streams for $1 a week. I'm PokeKellz.
And I'm Master Representative Alex. Tune in next week for another revitalizing episode of
The Dex! For this set though, Blizzard is the right choice to get some major damage in right away when your opponent will be expecting you to autotomize. Gotcha. Autotomize. I just totally got wrecked by that word. Just stopped me right in my tracks.
Speaking of moves, start with Autotomize, which raises Vanilluxe's speed Speaking of moves, start with Autotomize, which raises... Speaking of moves, start with Autotomize with Rith.